welcome to another edition of Author Ejamie Watches, a somewhat weekly show where I react to television shows and or movies and hopefully entertain y'all. For this week, we are here with a movie reaction. And because it is October and it is Halloween season, we are here with a scary movie reaction for you. We are watching Sam Smith's favorite movie. I'm so geeky. We are watching The Unholy, which is a movie that came out in not that long ago, 2021. And I remember watching the trailer and definitely wanting to watch it because this is my genre. Horror movies, I'm not so much into the torture porn, not so much in like slasher films, that kind of stuff. The story really has to grab me for a slasher film or like a torture porn film to really work for me. I recently saw Terrifier, and that I didn't react to that one because I don't know why I didn't. I just wanted to sort of watch it on my own, and I think that was wise because it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't that I didn't like the movie. It was just a lot. The Saw scene, like, I don't know, maybe you guys would have enjoyed that reaction, but I watched it on my own. But this is more my kind of genre of horror movie, the paranormal with religious elements types of horror movies, like The Exorcist, The Conjuring, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Like, those kinds of horror movies are my favorite kind of horror movies. And so when I saw the trailer for this, and I heard that not only does it have Hot Jesus, the fantastic actor Diogo Morgado, Portuguese, gotta represent for my Portuguese boy, who played Jesus in the Bible miniseries, and Papa Winchester, Jeffrey Dean Morgan himself. I was like, yes, please put that in my eyeballs as soon as possible. So I wasn't able to watch it sort of when it came out, sadly, but I was always sort of on the lookout for it. And finally I was able to grab it. And so I'm here to react to it for you guys today. And also, you might, if you haven't subscribed to my reaction channel yet, you might want to subscribe to my reaction channel, because coming up, we're going to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan again. If you're subscribed already, you know that I'm reacting to Supernatural. But we're going to be reacting to another Jeffrey Dean Morgan show over there soon that I'm going to start watching with my sister this Friday. Whenever you're watching this, it's on Friday the 13th. I'm going over to my sister's and we're going to start watching this show, this little known show that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is in. There are zombies in it. Yeah, so we're going to start reacting to that. So, yeah, if you're not subscribed yet to my reaction channel, the link will be in the description. And so the way that this whole YouTube plan of mine works is we have my regular channel, which will have the preview clip and the link to where you can watch the reaction channel, the YouTube reaction part. And we have the Patreon, which is where you can watch the full unedited reaction, and the reaction channel itself, which I'm not quite up to 100 subscribers there yet, but we're slowly climbing, and I appreciate every single one of you. And when we get to there, we will get our own sort of URL thing, and I can start sort of sharing that. But the basic URL for it, for the reaction channel, is in the description to this, so check that out. So I know that there is, by reading the back, we have: the Unholy follows a hearing impaired girl who is visited by the Virgin Mary and can suddenly hear, speak, and heal the sick. As people flock to witness her miracles, horrific events unfold. And there's that little... This looks indeed like a horrific event. So let's, I guess, get right into it. This is The Unholy, 2021, Papa Winchester, Hot Jesus. Here we go. Whew. Yeah, I definitely want to read the book that this was based on, Shrine by James Hubert. But yeah, that was really, really good. I enjoyed that very, very much. Scary wise, it was a little scary at times, but not too, like, horror-y-ish. It was more of, like, at least for me, it was more of, like, it sucked you in with, like, the story and just, like, all the sort of, like, religious, fantastical kind of elements of that and the lore of that and everything. Like, that's what I love about sort of religious horror. It's not so much the scare part of it, and it, again, what I consider scary is, like, this kind of stuff in the form of, like, good storytelling, which I think this did. So, in terms of, like, because I like, it was scary in parts. It wasn't the scariest religious horror movie that I've seen. Again, that I think that crown still goes to The Exorcist. But what I find scary is, like, the actual, like, in, like, the kind of scary horror movies that I like, is, like, the unsettling feeling that, like, lasts throughout the whole movie, the tension, the just uneasiness, the just not, just, like, your heart is sort of, like, not necessarily, like, racing, but just, like, you're not calm, you're not settled, you're not, like... And I think this had some of that. And I think that, like, a lot of today's horror movies rely too much on, like, jump scares. And I think I've mentioned that in another video where, I'm not sure which one it was, but, like, jump scares don't necessarily, like, this had, like, one or two, but I think horror movies that rely on jump scares are lazy, in my opinion. Because like, jump scares, anything can be a jump scare. Like, it doesn't make it a good horror movie. Like, I could be, like, sitting here and somebody, like, knocks on my door and, like, I jump because I'm not expecting it. Does that mean that would make a good horror movie? Like, no. Like, this pen could, like, fall off my desk and it makes me jump. Does that make a good horror movie? Like, no, that's just, you're not expecting it, so you jump. That's not horror. And I think so many horror movies today sort of rely on that. This didn't too much. It was more about the unsettling kind of story. And it was good, but I would have wanted more. More of sort of like the evil side of it. Sort of coming out and like doing more evil. And again, I know that Mary was evil, okay? I get it. But this plan of hers to get revenge was brilliant. I loved it. So it made me admire her a little bit. And I know that that's not what is supposed to happen. And again, I'm happy that she's dead. I'm happy that she's gone. But I admired sort of her ingeniousness of taking revenge this way. I was like, y'all killed me because if she actually, like, it didn't say that, like, she wasn't evil. It said that, like, she was doing, like, all this evil stuff back then, and that she confessed to being the bride of Satan and all this stuff like that. So, yeah. So they weren't wrong in killing her? Like, there was no hint of, like, in, like, the Salem witch trials where, like, they were tortured into confessing and they killed innocent, a whole passel of, like, innocent people. They didn't give us sort of, like, that vibe. The vibe they were giving us, like, oh, no, she was guilty. But I kind of admired her mind, her brilliant mind. And it's so easy to see how things can be misconstrued with, like, miracles and, like, stuff like that. And, like, I believe in, like, that stuff. I believe in, like, miracles and like, visions and stuff. Now, what exactly those visions are, I don't know. I can't say. But I believe that the people who have these experiences genuinely have these experiences. And I'm more inclined to believe because when they have these experiences, all they talk about is God and doing good and, you know, that kind of stuff. This, she was all about, like, you know, pray to me and, like, give your souls to me and believe in me. And there was no mention of God. There was no mention of Jesus. That, like, yeah. It was so easy to watch, like, with the slightest little tap of, like, misconstruing something changes, like, the whole picture. Like a kaleidoscope. If you turn it just that little, it changes the whole picture. So I think that was really well done. I'm sad we lost Hot Jesus. The Father Hagen, I was kind of waiting for him to die from the moment he showed up. So when we lost him, I wasn't all that surprised. I was surprised in the manner that we lost him. I mean, because you went to all the trouble of healing him. And yes, then, like, he found out the truth and was like, because then I wasn't sure if, like, her healing him was going to bring him to sort of her side and he was going to be evil now. But then he found the whole, like, the the papers and the journal thing, and like he learned like the truth, and then like, oh, well, now I have to kill you off. It's like, damn it, I brought you back and now I just have to kill you off. And that was just petty. That was just petty. You brought him back just to kill him. Papa Winchester. I love him. I am not going to think of him as that other character, because I don't know much about... Again, I have not seen The Walking Dead, but I know his character. And I know that one scene where he kills those two? That scene. You know the scene that I'm talking about. That is the one scene that I saw of the show. And I told myself that I was never going to watch this show because that scene was too much for me. However, my sister started watching it and she fell in love with it, and like sort of the way that she's talking about it makes me want to watch it, so we're going to end up watching it. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle that scene again. So I am used to seeing Jeffrey Dean Morgan as my beloved Papa Winchester. I am not ready to see him as that other character. Bat Boy. But we shall see. But it was great seeing him in this. Loved him. And Carrie Elwes playing a smarmy, sleazy, crappy dude yet again. Yeah. So, I think that's going to be it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you're subscribed. Again, the whole unedited reaction will be available up on Patreon, and that will likely go up first, and then later on, a little bit later on, but definitely still in this month of October because this is our Halloween movie. It will be up on the YouTube, will be the edited version. So, make sure that you're subscribed to me over there as well. Links to everything will be in the description. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/authorejamie. Like my Facebook page at facebook.com/authorejamie. And I will talk to you guys next time. R.I.P. Hot Jesus. Bye.